Hi everyone, Raphael Harry here, and you're listening to White Label American, a podcast where we hear stories from an immigrant or two, sometimes more. Thank you for listening and enjoy the show. Welcome to another episode of White Label American. Thank you all for joining us today. We are having a super duper episode today, and before I introduce you to today's guests, I would like to ask you, have you subscribed to White Label American? Have you gone to www.whitelabelamerican.com? If you haven't, why haven't you? Go up there, go to the website, sign up. We got newsletters coming out. We got more stuff coming out, And if you want more, go to our Patreon, become a supporter. You can, give us as low as $3. You can give us as much as you want. Hey, you can be a Jeff Bezos. I'm bald. He loves giving money to his bald black friends. I'm black and I'm bald. So you can give me as much as $100 million. I'll love you as a good friend, good black friend. Or you can give me $20. That's fine. I'll still love you, whichever way. Pounds, dollars, euros. We won't say no to that. But support a black creator. All right. That's the main thing. Support us, help us grow, show love. Now, there's a recommendation that I would like to drop also. Game Theory on HBO. Yes, today is going to be more about nerdery, but Game Theory is just more on the sports side of things, but it's from the best podcaster in the world. The guy who's a huge influence on this podcast, the three guys on. He's a writer on that show, and so we got to support our spiritual. I call him my spiritual influence. I know he would say, "God damn it," but it's all good. But Game Theory on HBO with Bomani Jones. That show is fabulous. 6 episodes. It should be 10. HBO, do it. Go check it out. Fantastic. You'll learn great stuff. It's not just basic sports. No, it's history, fun. Man, it's just great stuff. Don't take it from me. Go watch it. Check it out. So now let's dive to today's guests. These guys, thanks to the Black Guy Who Tips and Views from 616, another fabulous podcast out there. Uh, I got introduced to two fabulous gentlemen who have a dope podcast with an excellent name and two of the best voices that I've heard talking all things that nerds just love, be it comic books, be it games, be it movies, be it TV shows. And I don't think I can do enough justice to introducing these two gentlemen. So I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. And it's not just talk that they do, they make you laugh at the same time. And they have the best voices for doing that. So, with that being said, please introduce yourselves, gentlemen.
What's up, people? What's going on, man? This is your boy Joe for the Nerds with Accents podcast, aka the VI underscore otaku on Twitter, aka your girl favorite nod, aka the nerd who has your girl sprung in spring. You know what I mean? So shout out to having us on the podcast. Yeah, man. Happy to be here, man. Happy to be here.
Greetings. This is JayG, aka the Magnanimous, aka the Flying Shadow, aka the Demon Lord, Pizza Plunderer. I'm here. I'm ready. Great podcast, great show, great content. What's going on?
Thank you. I'm so glad to have you guys here. Welcome to the show. How y'all doing today?
Doing excellent. How about yourself, sir?
I am doing well and I'm doing better just hearing from you guys. So, where do I begin? This is going to be your origin story. We're going to make this as comic book as they come. So, so we can start with Joe. So, I haven't had anyone born where you guys were, or born or from where you guys originally from. So
Right.
I'm thinking, should I start with your background of place of birth, or should I start with your names, meaning of names? Because I always like asking the meaning of your names. So which will you prefer? Should we go with place of birth first, or should we start with meaning of your names?
I think we should go place of birth. You know what I mean?
All
'Cause
right.
that's what we all about. You know, the nerds with accents. So the people probably thinking, where the fuck are these niggas from?
All right.
But
So place of birth.
yeah, so born and raised in St. Croix. You know, that's for part of the US Virgin Islands. You know what I mean? If you're a basketball fan, where Tim Duncan is from, that should jog your memory. So same island as Tim Duncan, the motherfucking legend, you know, born and raised. Shit, back in the day, I don't want I feel washed now, but yeah, man. You know what I mean? 1990, born in St. Croix, and basically didn't leave until college, you know. So
Wow.
yeah. Love that place. Love that place.
Well, the exact same. Born and raised St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. You know, strangely enough, I've never ran into Joe until we met in college, University of Tampa. But the same all my life. You know, the great
Wow.
community of St. Croix.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
JG needed time, you know, to get to a certain level of like mastery. You know what I'm saying? Before, you know, we could connect. But then by the time we met in school, I was able to shape him into
Oh,
the man
boy.
he is today.
I was just so glad to meet, you know, one of my loyal subjects, you know, on my island. You know, I'm a lord, you know, recognized nationally and internationally. So it was good to meet the people that, you know, serve me and you know, things of that
Wow.
nature.
It's so funny, right? I don't want to take over, Raf. But what I would say is, it's so funny. The first time, this is how I met JG, right? And I don't know if I ever said this on a podcast. I don't try and give you the exclusive,
Oh,
right?
please do, please. I was going to ask that later on, but no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, since I have your blessing, I'll go ahead and do it now. So I was like a year or two ahead of JG in college. And you know, coming back from the summer break, people texting me, is like, yo, I thought you back in Tampa? I'm like, nah, I'm in St. Croix. I went back home for the break, you know? I'm in St. Croix. Dude, I swear I just saw you. I'm like, nah, dude, you tripping. Next day, yo, I just meet this dude. I walk up to him. I talk to him like he's you, Joe. He wasn't you, dude. He looked just like you.
What?
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's no way. So I go back to, I'm like, y'all tripping. Nobody look like me. Only me look like me. I don't have no twin. I go back to school. And my friend like, nah, dude, he's my boy. He's from our next island, St. Thomas, which is also part of the U.S. Virgin Islands. He said, nah, man, I meet this dude, JayG. And he kind of looked like you for real. So I meet JayG. This man walk up to me, and I'm just like, this man kind of look like me.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
And they were kind of right. You know, JayG a little taller than me, but back then I
Yeah.
wasn't so bald. You know what I mean? I had the waves and everything. So we kind of did favor a little bit. So I was talking so much shit. And then I met him. I was just like, I could see that. You know, like if somebody saw us, I could see them saying like maybe they're cousins or something. Because we do have somewhat similar features.
Wow. I think this is probably the first time a story like this has come out. I've heard a story like this, and it worked out with, yes, he did look like me.
Well, Joe told that story very generously because when we met, that's not what he was saying when we met.
Okay.
When I first saw him and we met there, and the guy, our friend Michael, he was like, yeah, this is the dude that looked like you. He looked at me and we both shrugged our shoulders like, what the hell is this dude talking about? So he didn't admit it at that time, but I guess, you know, as the years go by, you know, you soften your heart and you have different perspectives. But yes, a great story. That is what happened. It was it led to a very long, decade-old friendship.
So, JG, back to that first meeting. When you guys first met, did you say to yourself, Joe does look like me?
I didn't say it at that time. I could see it now. Like Joe said, I could see it now, but at that time, I guess I don't know if it's an ego thing or if it's, you know, But yeah, at that time I was like, nah, I don't know what the heck this dude is talking about for real. But cool dude though.
All
Glad
right.
to meet him.
All right. All
But,
right.
yeah.
I respect that. I respect that. See, that I call that growth, maturity. See, that's
Facts.
yeah, yeah. It's I think we all do that. We all do that. There's a certain point in time. It's always like, what? Nah, there's some. Nah, it's that. I think it's that rivalry that we invent, and then it's like, I don't see the resemblance. I don't see. He cool though. He cool. He cool. He cool.
No, that's it. Because at first, because I was trying to clean up the story, but JJ reveal it but yeah, so at first, like I young, you know what I mean? Like 19, 20, you have that fucking confidence, like I'm the man, you know what I'm saying?
There can only be one.
Right. I'm like, this nigga don't look like me. What the fuck? What are you talking about? But after I thought about it, I was like, wait, no, we kind of have similar features, you know what I mean? Especially before I cut my hair super low.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely could now, a little bit more mature. I could see it. But back then I was just like, this nigga don't look like me.
So let's go back to the US Virgin Islands. And I being born in Nigeria, I think I was more familiar with we're colonized by the British. So I think I first heard of the British Virgin Islands. And then, of course, what's his name? The British billionaire dude had Virgin, named his properties Virgin, whatever, Virgin Airways, Virgin, all that. And somehow Virgin just came into by the time Virgin came into my consciousness, I think it was always Virgin. So I don't even know when I would realize that there was a U.S. Virgin Islands. And I was like, well, that's a Virgin. Well, so what is that? And I don't think it will even dawn on me that that's actually part of United States, and people born there are United States citizens. I was like, oh, they're Americans. Oh,
right.
So because some people reserve that for only like white people on the mainland. But I'm like, there's a bunch of us who are not white who also have that reaction that we're not aware, because based on how you came into that information, you might only think it's Puerto Rico. That's the only um, colony that's
Right.
has people who qualify as citizens, but it's not a state. And then you now hear of Virgin Islands, and like, huh? And of course, being that is mostly black people there, and of course the anti-blackness comes in and is like, oh, whoa, they can't be citizens. What's going on there? It's confusing. So yeah, so well, how will you tell people about the Virgin Islands? How do you explain Virgin Islands to people who are just hearing about it for the first time? In your own words.
That's a complicated question. I guess what I would say is absolutely proud of Virgin Island for sure. Depends who I talking to. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest, like some people don't really appreciate it. But what I would say as a black person, as a proud black person, so I'm talking to other black people. I'm like, this is basically one of the, to be honest, to me as an American, it's probably one of the best places to live as like a black person to me. At least at the time I was growing up. You know what I mean? The economy was a little bit better, but it was really a great place to grow up because obviously you have all the natural stuff, you have all the beauty of the nature and the beach and the weather and all of that stuff. But it was a really great place because, it's basically black people all up and down through the place. So it wasn't a lot of, you saw black people of all different walks of life, different type of black people all across the spectrum. And then we also have a culture that's very proud of our history. So we were celebrating shit growing up, like the fire burn. You know what I'm saying? That's basically when black people like run white people off the island, literally burning miles and miles of the island to run white people off of the island.
Oh, wow. I never knew that.
Yeah. So as a black person growing up, seeing that, you have a different type of pride, you know what I'm saying, in yourself. And although it's always conditioning because, we have American culture and pop culture and stuff. I think it was a real blessing to grow up there, because you had a sense of pride in yourself and in your culture. And again, it's just a dope place, you know what I'm saying? It's just a really fun place to live, tight-knit community. It has its problems, like every place, but that's really how I would describe it. You know what I'm saying? And if it's someone who I know ain't receptive to that type of thinking or whatever, I would just be like, it's really just like it's basically like you said, a colony, but it's basically on just another territory. Think about it, kind of like Puerto Rico, and you just get your idea of where we fall in terms of being American, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Right.
JG.
Well, yeah, from a political standpoint, I would probably start off saying, yeah, it's a U.S. territory, but along the lines of what Joel said, that, it's a tight-knit community where people are instilled with certain manners, principles, just social interaction. It's a slow-paced lifestyle. Much like the U.S., we have a melting pot of different cultures, different Caribbean people who also live there and contribute with their cultures and their traditions to to our island. We still have our own culture, our own history, a lot of amazing historical figures that people are unaware of, like Wilmot Edward Blyden. He's actually the father of Pan-Africanism. He was born in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. That's the man behind that whole ideology who inspired Marcus Garvey, things of that nature. We have a very rich history of, revolution, Black pride, and just things of that nature, and delicious food. So,
Okay.
And the woman them look sweet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got me on the food. I'm no longer single, so we'll have to. We'll have to pretend I didn't hear the second part, but
just look, don't touch.
I'm a big admirer. I'm an admirer, so you can hire me for the Miss Virgin Islands. I'm available for the right fee. Everybody wins when it comes to me.
That's right.
But the food, hello. We'll come back to food though. There's questions on food. Definitely, there'll be questions. Well, I love both answers, and thank you for that. So, yeah, that's definitely a place that I have to go visit and spend time. I might not come back. I have a feeling that might be somewhere I might end up moving to. Who knows? You didn't hear it here first, but who knows? It's on my to-do list. It's on my to-do list. So, one quick question though. It might not be. It's not really a big question, but your names. You don't have to give me the full names, but do you know the meaning of your names? Or is there meaning to your names? Or is there a story behind it? The names that you go by.
Okay, so I guess for the government name, because JJ already slipped, so it's cool. My government name is.
Man.
No, it's not. It's not.
JG was really trying to show that. Yeah, he hit the master. I was like, God.
Right. He was trying to dominate me in a subtle way. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good, man. Like my real name is Joel, and it means the Lord is God. So my parents are Christian, so that's what it means. So. So that's what I mean. When I was a kid, I was like, yo, that's a fire ass name. You know what I mean? I was like, the Lord is God. But now I was like, oh, that's cool. But then now I just kind of make it about me. You know what I mean? God body. You know what I'm saying? A lot of God in my name. So, but yeah, so that's basically what I mean. And I don't know if you want like the nerd name or whatever, but in terms of the nerd name,
you can drop that. You can give us that. Give us that. Hey. It's your time.
For the nerd. Oh, appreciate that, bro. For the nerd name VI Otaku, simple, from the Virgin Islands. I love where I come from. So I never really go without that. And then Otaku just means nerd in Japanese, because I love the nerdery and I love anime and all that type of stuff. So I just kind of put it together. So that one just kind of stick with me. So yeah, VI Otaku.
VI Otaku. Nice.
And I will sacrifice myself to honor Joe here because I said his government. My government is John.
That's it.
That comes.
I wasn't expecting
that. It comes from the Hebrew Yohanan, which means graced by God or God is gracious. So yeah, powerful biblical name. Along the lines with Joel here, and my nerdery names have several inspirations. So, well, the magnanimous, I guess it sounds nerdy, but really, it's just a cool word that I saw one day, and I said, it means great-souled or honorable. That's like a synonym for it, or an honest person who is just of great, impeccable character. So it's something that I strive to be.
Yeah.
So, I just calm myself that. Plus, it just sounds cool as well. And then also Flying Shadow. I just made that up today. Well, I didn't make it up, but it comes from one of my favorite anime characters, Hiei. His name translates to Flying Shadow. He's kind of a cool, laid back, chill kind of dude. So, I kind of like his character. So I just draw from different inspirations, like Demon Lord, that comes from one of my favorite animes. Reincarnated. That time I was reincarnated as a slime. So yeah, that's where I get all my, little names from.
And I got to jump in here real quick. It's so funny that he wanted to go with a magnanimous one because he betrays me every fucking episode, just routinely. He betrays me and he's the fucking usurper. He forgot that nickname.
Oh, man.
He's the usurper. Okay. All right, JG.
He calls it betrayal. I call it assistance. I'm just trying to help him along the way, on the beaten path, just helping him out. I think that's great soul. I think that's magnanimous. But yeah,
man, I love you guys. Oh man, you know one funny thing? Well, not funny. I mean, interesting fact. Joe, you go by VI Otaku, and you always use VI, which is I believe for Virgin Islands, right?
Right.
And being familiar with a lot of with a few slangs in Nigeria. In Lagos, which almost everybody around the world knows or is familiar with Lagos,
right? Which is
the equivalent of New York in Nigeria, being the economic capital of Nigeria. There's a city in Lagos that goes by VI. It's Victoria Island. So if you were to meet a Nigerian and you just said, I'm from VI, I'm pretty sure they might be just like, oh yeah, if it's someone from the Western Nigeria or from Lagos, because Lagos is in the western part of Nigeria. They might be like, they might just, cool. But why does he have a Caribbean accent? That's fascinating. They might someone, but if it's someone who grew up there, they might be like,
right.
He talked, and they might be like, he talks like a Jamaican, but that's from VI. Wow, I met a guy from VI, but he talks like he's from Jamaica. Huh? How you know? I heard him. He said he's from VI. Wow, VI. Yes, VI. Oh, VI. Where do you have Jamaicans in VI? I don't know. I saw somebody.
Okay, that's dope. I gotta keep that in mind. I gotta keep that in mind if I run to a Nigerian.
So I gotta try and troll a few people with that. Trick them.
you might find some people just find a guy from VI. Find a guy from VI, and then be like, Virgin. What? He's a virgin. Why Island has virgins? Like, oh man, no, that's not what it's called. Virgin Island. No. What? They're like, oh man, just get out. Yeah, like some Nigerians take things so literally on the spot like that. It's like that's the whole part of the internet we don't want to open up right now. So, still sticking with your days in the VI, and what would you consider your favorite childhood memory? And it can be more than, you can give us 2 examples. It's a broad question, I know, but it's one of my favorite questions to ask. Anybody can
take this away, JG.
Yeah,
Mr.
JG,
Leader, Mr. Master of all things.
Joe has been going first all this time. So JG, you go first this time.
Oh wow. Okay. Childhood memories. I don't know what the age range would be. Well, I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Okay. Let's bring it down to under 12.
Okay. Well, I used to play the piano back then.
Oh wow.
Yeah. There was
do we have a prodigy in the house? let's get a piano. Play something for us now.
I mean, I could play a little Jingle Bells if I had the.
Hell no! Don't worry about that. Don't worry. We good.
Nobody want to hear that shit.
We good. Jingle Bells. We good, JG. Thank you for the offer. We appreciate that. We believe you. we never had any doubt.
I had a lot of dope, to be honest. I had a lot of dope. I don't want to hear that either way.
Yeah, no. I love JG though. I love.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
The stuff JG hits people with, it's just. I love my man. Go ahead, brother. Sorry to cut you, man.
No. Yeah, I had a recital. I went to my piano teacher was pretty strict. she used to get real rough. So I used to go to her house and, she'd be tutoring me. No, you're pressing the wrong key. She used to go, she's a rough piano teacher. So I finally got through practice and we had a recital. I went up there. It was a big crowd of people. My parents were there, grandparents. And I played the recital and it went perfectly well. It was excellent. I did a great job. People applauded. My family was touched. They enjoyed the recital, even though I played, some little silly song, but I played all the keys correctly. So it was great. That's a good childhood memory.
Wow. In a way, that almost sounded like the beginning of a villain story. I don't know why.
Maybe it was. I'm a villain today. And I still got a few stories to start as a villain. They haven't felt the effects of my villainy yet, but it's coming.
You see?
It was like as soon as JayG said the teacher was strict, I was like, this could take a dark turn. It could take a very dark turn. Wait, there might be a show to sell to Netflix or Amazon or somebody, HBO right there. JayG, look into that.
Absolutely.
The Path of Destruction, starring JayG.
Oh man, it all began with piano lessons. Chapter 1.
Beautiful. Jingle bells.
Just give my credit.
No problem. I got you, bro.
Oh man. Oh man.
Real professional pianist over here.
Oh man.
Yep.
Oh man.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Whew. I take off my hats for that one, man. I'm sweating.
Proper pianist.
JayG. Man. You still know where that teacher is at now? Is the teacher still alive?
I don't know. It's a good question. I'm gonna have to talk to my mom about that. Ask her.
You gotta send that teacher Christmas cards or something.
Yeah, that would be nice to see her again.
Yeah. That's we gotta get the full completion of that story. You go play Jingle Bells for the teacher and let's see the reaction. Make a video of that. Post it on social media. Just want to see the teacher's face.
She'll be like, man, this man still can't play this damn piano. Been 20 years, he still can't play this shit.
Wow.
Oh man. All right. I believe in you, JayG. I believe in you. You can do it. You're not like you can do it. You already did it, and you're gonna knock her. Well, not knock her dead. We don't want to do that. Well, you're gonna bring her back to life, I guess. So you play another song and revive her. So that might be the superpowers.
Yeah.
You see? Yeah, we got a show already. We got a show, yeah. Great show.
We got pianos, we have comedy, we have necromancy. It's great.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
Hey.
Bring motherfuckers back to life. We have a powerful guy.
That's it. Somebody's dying here. We need help. We need a doctor. I got you. Bring out the piano. What are you doing? I got this. Hey, there's nothing like that out there. There's nothing like that.
Oh man, that's crazy.
See, JayG, get on it. Get that bread. Just invite me to the red carpet, and don't forget me when you start winning awards. That's all.
Absolutely.
All right. So, Joe, what you got?
Man, I was just trying to filibuster, man. I'm trying to think, man. Like that, it's like a blur to me. No, you said on the 12. Since JayG did performance,
should we extend it to 15?
Nah, that might be R-rated. The best memories of my teens were not about no goddamn piano. It was a different P word. I was focused on a different word.
Oh my dear Lord.
Oh man. Let's call your parents' pastor.
Well, yeah, those are some P words you should be focused on. The parents and the pastor.
Oh man. Let me stop. Okay, so since JayG went with performance, the one that stuck out, I guess, to me today. I remember when I was young, I was probably maybe like 10 or so, maybe like 9, 10. I used to play, like just like soccer, like organized soccer.
Mm-hmm.
I know any Caribbean people gonna be mad that I didn't say football, but been in America too long.
Yeah, it's America. We call it football on this show, but it's
Yeah.
okay if you say soccer because the majority of our listeners are in the United States. So
Right, yeah, been Americanized too much. But anyways, now I feel bad, so I go say football, right? So played football a little bit, maybe like 10 or so. And I just remember this one game where I just played amazing because I was just decent. I wasn't, I was never no great athlete, but I liked sports. So I remember this one game we played, and I guess for that game, I used to play like defense and some midfield. For some reason, that game I was like striking, and I had a bunch of goals. I had like 3 or 4 goals, and it was raining. So, when it's raining and you playing sports, especially when you're young, you don't get tired. So I was just fucking going. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was just going, wasn't tired, had a bunch of goals. So I guess in terms of performance, especially for that age, under 12, that was a good memory. Yeah, that was a nice, fun little memory.
There's something about the rain and when we are kids, especially playing in our type of environment. I don't know, maybe in all environments. It just seemed to be an energy boost. I don't know what kind of magic that was, but man, all I know, all I can remember about when I was a kid playing back in Nigeria, I never got tired. It just seemed like you just kept going and going and going and going and going until someone came and grabbed you by the ear, like, get your butt back home, that kind of thing. And yeah, it just seemed like tiredness never existed. Where's that energy now? Why can't that happen now? I don't know.
And I feel that because I think I was telling JayG, if not, but one of our college friends back in the day, even when we were like 18, 19, we used to play full court basketball. We played 4 hours just in the hot blazing sun. Man, you tell me to go do that now, man, it's gonna be a wrap.
Like I was playing with the dads in my neighborhood who were playing football, and 5-a-side, and sometimes it would get as much as 7-a-side. Dude, yeah, around for 10 minutes, and I'm like, man, I'm gassed. I'm gonna go rest for like 20 minutes. And then after like 2 hours, man, I'm gonna go. I'm lying down one corner, like, bro. Like, even when it rained, dude, I was like a puppy, soaked. I'm like, yeah, I'm cold. Let's keep playing. I'm like, keep what? What do you mean by keep playing? What's wrong with you? I'm old. We're not that old, but dude, you're 20 something. I'm gonna be 40 next month. Like, no, hell no. I can't. Bye.
Right.
I was out of here. Talking about let's keep playing in the rain. Get out here. Dude, like, but we can keep playing, man. We should get on. Like, before you knew it, everybody left. Like, you'd be the only one out there on the field playing. Keep running. Oh, I ain't got that energy anymore. Like, I got kicked the other day, and man, it was like 3 weeks before my legs returned back. I was like, man, what happened? Is this what it feels like? Age catching up? Like, man, nope. Mm-mm. When I was 7 years old, I jumped over a 7-story, it's 9-story building. I jumped from one to the other. We're reenacting some action movie. Didn't think about it. Yeah, nobody even looked down. We just jump. One, toy guns.
Man.
Yeah. One day the memory just flashed in my mind. Like a year or 2 ago, I was like, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah, man.
What the hell was I thinking? We're like a bunch of 10 kids just running, just jumping over buildings. Like, what if, man?
Man, that's some anime character type stuff, man. Jesus.
Man, dude,
you a protagonist, my guy.
I could still go out there and drop 30 right on Joe's head.
No, he can't.
I could still go out there and rule them courts.
I believe you, JayG. I believe you. There's also
don't believe that.
We'll bring a piano to the court too. We'll just we'll say all of that. All of that gonna happen at the court. Everything gonna happen at the court.
That's his only chance to beat me. Ain't no way he beating me. I ain't played basketball in years, and I still confident he can't beat me.
Wait, so you played basketball and soccer as a kid, or was it in the States you started playing basketball?
No, I always enjoyed basketball. So, whenever I could play a game, growing up, I will play basketball. So I played football a little bit as a kid for like a year or so, a couple years just for fun. I won those organized leagues. So it was cool, but I always loved basketball the most. That always been my favorite sport. So, especially in college a lot, we used to play basketball a lot. I even, beat JayG a few times, but he won't tell you about that.
I don't recall, but beautiful
Yeah,
story.
Y'all see that? He pleaded in the fifth. What does that tell you, listener?
Hey,
I love the narratives.
Hey, I understand.
Good times.
Hey, another quick question. So, being that the Virgin Island is more it's closer to the Caribbean, do you think that plays a role in the football, aka soccer culture being popular over there? Because if you look at mainland, soccer is not as big with like the black community. It's more in recent years that it's been spreading, except like the immigrant community, soccer is bigger there. But with like black community, soccer is not as huge. It's like basketball, everybody expects basketball, baseball. You see that with black community here. But it seems like from the way you guys are speaking, soccer is huge over at Virgin Islands. And you guys are closer to the Caribbean, which everybody who I've spoken to from the Caribbean seem to play it in school and all around them.
Yeah, I guess what I would say is I can't talk right now for the youths right now, 'cause I washed up now, you know what I'm saying? But I know we was young guys. I would definitely say basketball and football for sure. Like real football, not American football.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Basketball and football for sure. Because like JayG said, we have a lot of people from the other Caribbean islands too. And in Caribbean, football is huge, so you definitely have that contingent. But then because we are technically American, you do have that influence. So people definitely love basketball. And then obviously, once Tim Duncan went to the league, that's going to be a big thing, that even make it even more popular with us. So I would say probably football and basketball, and definitely the older generations like baseball a lot too.
Yep,
for sure. Baseball is big. We had a lot of people. I mean, even my uncle played AAA.
Wow.
For the Red Sox, and we have other people for the VI who are all through the minor league. So I would say those three probably the biggest for us. What do you think, JayG?
No, you nailed it on the head. I mean, that's pretty much it. Baseball, football, basketball. Yeah, I think it's a perfect combination of like our different influences. You got the American influence, the other Caribbean island influence, and also just something we are into ourselves, which is baseball. Like my dad also played baseball, so that's a big thing. Those three sports.
Wow. So JayG, you never came close to becoming a professional baseballer?
No, I never was really into baseball too much. I did like the idea of the peanuts and the hot dogs in the stands and stuff like that. But as far as the actual sport, not the biggest fan of it. I might fall asleep. I mean, no offense. I know somebody will probably get mad at that, but yeah, not one of my favorite sports, man.
You're not alone. I'm every time I've tried baseball, it's like I'm asleep. I'm asleep. Even at the stadium. Yeah. I got free tickets to go see Yankees, Red Sox, and I was like, well, what am I doing here? I got confused. But yeah. But yeah, one sport I haven't heard you guys mention, and I was thinking that sport would have been mentioned, is cricket.
People play cricket too. Also, that's a big sport in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Cricket. Yeah, there's definitely some cricket teams and cricket players. I'm seeing Croix, and definitely the surrounding islands as well. Especially the British Virgin Islands, because I guess it's like a British sport in origin. So you have that influence as well. So a lot of people play cricket. Like you could find that on TV.
And that's another sport that I find boring.
It's kind of like baseball, right?
My Indian and Pakistani folks might get mad at me, but still keep supporting. Go buy merch. I got merchandise for you guys to buy, and you can burn it if you want to burn it. But first buy it first, and then set it on fire. I'll appreciate your support. Yeah, cricket and baseball. Those are like the two sports that I just can't wrap my head around. But when I was living in Bahrain, the cricket World Cup final came up. I forgot who was hosting, and it was India versus Pakistan. That was in the final, and boy, you couldn't get a bar, you couldn't get a pub. They all were full of Indians and Pakistanis. Well, I got a bunch of free drinks, so I wasn't mad at the end because I was trying to watch some football games, and man, I everywhere. So I just ended up just chilling with them, and those like, who you supporting? I knew not to say India or Pakistan. I watch who was here. Who you? Where you from? India. Okay, yeah, I'm Indian, man. Well, I'm not gonna say Pakistan before you guys pick me up and throw me out of here. So.
Right, that's how you gotta do it. I support you. I like that. I support you. That's who I support.
Just I go to the next bar. What team is this? Security. Oh, it's Pakistan. Oh, Pakistan. Okay, yeah, I'm Pakistan here. I was just bar hopping like that because no, you don't want to get it. No. I'm not going. I've seen some people go wild with some. Yeah, I've heard stories and seen some stuff. Yeah. Walk in there like, who you supporting? India. Everybody's Pakistani here. They just pow. Oh yeah. How did he die? Oh, he died because he was stupid. Yeah. Yeah, that's a sad story. But nah, ain't gonna be me.
That's right, man.
Yeah, they take their cricket seriously in those places, man. They take it seriously, and yeah, I can't take sports that seriously anymore. I've given up. I'd rather go watch my anime and comics, and yeah, I haven't take that serious to to chase somebody like that. I can't. I can't.
You'll be surprised, man. You say the wrong opinion about one of these anime characters online, and it's gonna be some internet beef.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen that too, and trust me, I've done some of my. I'm not some Saints League guy. I've done that in the past. Over I talk shit about DC characters a lot, but
boy, trust me.
On this
podcast, DC.
On this podcast, they know me. I'm a DC hater. Well, unofficial DC hater. I enjoyed the Batman. All right, it was a long ass movie. God damn, but I enjoyed it. Yeah. I watched it from beginning to the end. But yeah, Batman is still the most overrated character of all time. I see it. Yeah. Moving on. Before go type the email and then also go buy merch or make a financial donation.
That's right. Buy the merch and then burn it in protest of him. Yeah. Okay. Burn it.
Make your donations. If I see your donations, then I'll read the whatever complaint you send. And if you make a Jeff Bezos type of donation, now we're talking. I will read. I will accept. I will make an apology. I will make a video. Seriously, there'll be tears. Even there'll be tears. Serious tears. I'll be so sad. And all that. But yeah, we're not talking about that. So we're gonna jump forward a little bit and come to your arrival in, we're gonna come to the glorious superhero unveiling or the recognizing of the superhero in you. And when we get to before we get to that, we have to take a quick break. And when we come back, then we're going to talk about, we're going to go into the full nerdery moment and then unveil the superheroes within both of you and talk about a whole bunch of fun stuff, and then also come back to your podcast, go through cuisine, music, and more stuff. So stay with us and we'll be right back. Hi, everyone. We've made it 2 years, and who would have thought so? So let's go further and make it 3, make it 4, make it 5, make it 6. Who knows? 20. But we can't do this without your support. So join us on Patreon at patreon.com White Label American pod, or linktree.com/White Label American. Go there and you'll see our Patreon link, and you can join us for as low as $3. We have bonus content, we have bonus materials. There's so much juice over there that we don't release to the public. And yeah, you can contribute in making this podcast better. You can send questions, you can send your ideas, and also there's a lot of new things that are coming. The announcements are made on Patreon first, because we have to, take care of people who help make this podcast possible. So you can be the one to make this podcast what you want it to be. Come join us on Patreon and make it what you like to see. Join us, make it fantastic. Keep the 5 stars coming in, keep the love coming in. Thank you for the privilege of your company. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for staying with us. So, you guys arrive on the mainland to go to college. Was there any chance that both of you would have ended up going to college at a different state or city instead of Tampa? And why did you choose Tampa?
Well, yes, there was a chance that I would go to another university because I think I applied to about 7 of them. I got accepted to 6. And I even got accepted to one that my college counselor was like, yeah, you're not getting into this one. But I got into it. So chew on that.
What school was that?
That was Howard University.
Oh,
yeah,
in DC.
Yeah, she was saying my grades were too low, but my penmanship, my acceptance letter that I wrote up, beautiful. They loved it. So got into 6 out of 7. And I could have been going to school, initially up here in Maryland, in the Maryland area.
Yeah.
But at that time, I was a little kid, still at that time. And Florida is very similar. And as far as the environment to the Caribbean, it's also very close. So if I want to fly home, it's talking about like a 2-hour flight or something like that, maybe longer. But you get what I'm saying. It's just very close. Yeah. It's convenient. Familiarity,
yeah.
Right. So a lot of Caribbean people there, probably got some family. And so that's why I came to Tampa.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That's funny that you said that, JayG, because I was considering Howard as well. Because I got into Howard. But for me, it was between Howard, Morehouse, and University at Tampa. I went to I have family in Atlanta and here in Florida. So I went to the Morehouse campus visit, and 17-year-old Joe, I was just seeing all the women them, and I was just like, I love this place. It just had a bunch of pretty black women. I was like, yo, this is the best place ever. You know what I mean? So I was just like, it was great, but I ended up not going because I got the most money from University at Tampa. I got more money from them than Howard and Morehouse, and they both gave me some money, but I got a lot more from University at Tampa. So it was more an economic decision. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And Howard would have been dope, but I'm kind of with JayG too. At that time, I was 17 when I went to school, to college, I should say. So I don't know if I was ready to go all the way to DC, and I don't have any people up there. You know what I'm saying? So I think at that time I was like, absolutely not. Atlanta was cool. Florida was cool. But then the money really made the decision,
Yeah.
So I was like, let me just go to University at Tampa. And for the most part, I could definitely say I had a good experience.
Hey, that makes both your reasons are valid, and and they're strong reasons. They're strong reasons. I mean, I had a niece who, back then, I think she was 16. She's still in Nigeria, and I think she got accepted to a university in Germany. She had never left Nigeria. Very brilliant young lady. And our family were like, yeah, but she's gonna leave Nigeria. And she comes from a wealthy part of the family. They could have sent her. They could afford to, but I think it was even a scholarship. But they're like, she's 16. And she had always been sheltered too. So gonna fly all the way the first time you leave Nigeria, gonna go to Germany. and there's no family in Germany. But they had an aunt in London. So if it were London, yeah, okay, you're closer to. They have somebody there.
Right.
For me, I was like, let her go. But later on, I did think about it and see that, yeah, well, I wasn't right. It wasn't like I was wrong, but 100%. But at that point, she was too young to leave the house, per se. Like, she had never been out of the nest. So you might want to let her go out in little, you know, stages. So it made sense for them to be worried. They had a valid reason to be worried, and yeah, parents worry and all that. But and the young lady couldn't grasp that distance too. So um, yeah, and in the long run, she chose a university that was literally in the same state where she lives, and I didn't like it, but I've come to understand why that happened, and it wasn't. She was 16. That was just all. I was like, yeah, I shouldn't have been like, oh, let her go, let her go, let her go. Not everybody can handle that at that age.
Yeah, man.
If she was
Because like
20, it's different from a 16-year-old. Even an 18-year-old is still different. If people are leaving home for the first time, they need some familiarity, they need some comfort. So yeah, that's I appreciate you guys being honest about it, and it's something that someone listening might want to make a decision like that. And yeah, I mean, some people are like lone wolves, or some people are like, they have that. Like somebody once, distant cousin of mine, he says, I have the running spirit, so I can just go on adventures. Yeah, some of us do have it. So, but doesn't mean everybody has it. So it's important. But that's one reason why I just thought about bringing that question up. So you go to college. You're no longer on both of you are no longer at VI. What was like the first? Did you have a first thing that surprised you, like I won't say culture shock, but like a welcome to the mainland moment for you now that you're going to college? What would you consider that?
My roommate was horrible. He was this Caucasian individual, terrible hygiene, underwear laying around all over the place.
Oh,
You know, he's doing some shisty things, as far as substances.
oh boy,
You know,
you got the full package.
oh yeah, the
No
guy was
halfway.
just horrible. Yeah,
Oh,
he like had to prove his manhood with fighting and alcoholism, and like, he was a crazy individual, man. He was a crazy dude. I don't know where he is in life right now, but hopefully, he's somewhere productive. I have no idea. But yeah, he wasn't a great. So that was definitely a welcome to the mainland moment right there, because I wasn't used to that type of nonsense. So
JG got Florida man as his roommate.
exactly. He wasn't even from Florida, but you could definitely say he was a Florida man, just as
He
far as the
come immediately.
personality.
He took his first of the Florida air. That was it. Too late. It was gone. Man,
He was converted as soon as he touched down.
JG, you see the show that you're gonna be writing. You see another chapter there. I mean, man, we got a hit show for you, man.
Indeed.
We got a hit show for you right there. I mean, look at all the characters. You got a villain. I don't even know, man. We got a man. We got a comic book also right there, man, dude. We should talk. We should talk. Maybe I should be a manager now or agent. I don't even know, or co-writer or something. I don't even know. My
Sounds
titles
good.
just keep changing.
Sounds good. Joe can get me some coffee.
Oh Lord, coffee.
Just joking, bro.
Hey, yo, JJ, I'll definitely get you a coffee, man. 75 grand a year, I got you, bro. You whatever coffee you want. No, easy. I hit you with a light 75,000.
Oh boy,
Coffee conciliary.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
Joe would be a great writer, excellent writer for my comic book. So that'd be beautiful.
Awesome. What about you, Joe?
I guess the culture shock moment. Why would I say? I think honestly, it's really just kind of like back to what I said. Like growing up in the VA, like we have white people,
Yeah.
we have white people, we have Latino people, we met a lot of different people. So I know like I was around them at points, but I guess it was really just like being in college and hearing like the racist shit people were saying, and they just saying it, and they don't even realize like how racist the stuff that they were saying was. So for me, that was kind of where it was just like I knew I would be exposed to it, because my parents went to college in, the mainland back in their day and everything. So they saw when it was really, a lot more serious, I guess, or obvious, I guess I should say. So it was really just hearing a lot of like off-color comments, and people who had no idea they were saying like the most racist stuff ever. You know what I'm saying? Just be, basically like Bomani Jones a joke about this, like ask like a lot of those like ask a Negro type of situations where they're talking about sports, and it's just like I don't know if you guys remember this, but a long time ago, I think it was Adrian Peterson. He said he made a comment. I was just like he feel like a slave. So a couple of my one of my white roommates was very like, so like, how can you say that? You're $1 million athlete.
Oh,
He was like, so Joe, what do you think? Like, what am I, the expert on slaves? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, let's ask the black man.
Yeah.
He's an expert on slavery. I'm not. So it was just a lot of stuff like that where you could kind of see the logic, but just like a lot of like those little, I guess now we call it microaggressions, they call it now.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of those things before we had the words for it, where it was just like, damn, like back home, you didn't really have to think about that. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't really have to deal with that. It was just really us.
Yeah.
And we was outnumbering them so much. Very few of them had any type of bravery to be saying any crazy stuff, because that's going to be our problem. You know what I'm saying? So it was really a lot of stuff like that. That was really the first shock for me. Like, yeah, you've been in America before, but you living in America now. You know what I mean? And not on I guess on like a lesser scale, seeing like how much money the kids had. Because I ain't grew up poor, so I ain't trying to lie or anything. But like I remember I ain't had no car, and they were driving the campus with like Lexus and BMW, and I was like, damn, like these kids have a lot of money for coming, fresh into undergrad. So I guess that was kind of the two things that stick out to me, I guess.
Yeah, I think the microaggressions that mirrors some of my earlier days in the States, because I wasn't always, I've only seen a sprinkle of white people during my time in Nigeria. We have white Nigerians, but like 1% of the country. But even with the expatriates in the country, I shouldn't use the word expatriates, the white people working in the country that had encountered, not all of them were as upfront as it is over here. And I joined the Navy, start moving around the country, and I'm not always aware of it, but even right from a few weeks in the Navy, you start hearing and seeing it, and sometimes you're like, what the hell wrong with you? Because they're like, oh, you from Africa? When you hunt lions, the lions walk past your living room, and I'm like, huh? But they had one other African guy who, I think he was born in Cameroon. Yes, he was born in Cameroon, and he'll be entertaining those type of questions. I'm like, God damn, why you gotta be this person? So they'll be going to him because they'll be like, oh, Raf's not, he's not a friendly guy. I will ask him questions. He'll be like, blasting. He'll be asking me rude. He'll be answering in a rude way, because if you come ask me about lions and giraffe, I'll be asking about the polar bears and grizzly bears. I'm like, oh, so how many of them walk past your living room? Like, oh, have you jumped on one? What does it feel like?
Right.
I saw my elder brother do it to somebody once, and because he was born here and then taken back to Nigeria, so he just be blasting if you ask him. So I was like, oh, so I can do that? Okay, so I started doing it, and when I did to the first person, he got mad. I was like, why you talk to me like that? I was asking you, I was nice. I was like, oh, that's nice. Okay, so I can be nice too. But the other African guy, like, oh yes, we have lions. Yes, big lions. I was like, oh God, this buddy, he don't understand.
Was he trolling them though? Was
he
just
that guy didn't he didn't understand what was happening. He wasn't aware.
Oh, okay.
So
got it.
He became the entertainment for them. So they left me alone, and they'll be going to him.
Damn, you
So
hate to see it.
I was like, Lee, this he don't get it. So myself and some other African guys will gather together with other people there was a guy from the Philippines. We'll be talking and we'll all be like, God, we're just staring at him. This guy is just he's like he's like a theater for them. And they'll be like, wow, tell me. I'm like, oh man. So later on, like a year later, I'm with someone who I thought was a cool dude. And he's with a bunch of other white guys one day, and I'm the only black person in the room. We should have been the red flag. And they're gonna bring up a complaint about Busta Rhymes. Like, man, I can't understand. Busta Rhymes, he's not patriotic. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? I don't like. Why? Why does he not love America? And the other one's like, yeah, he don't love America. I'm like, what? What is going on? I don't get it. What did he do? Did he do something? What exactly did he do? Oh, he dressing like Al Qaeda. Why is he dressed like Al Qaeda? I'm like, how does Al Qaeda dress? I don't understand. Oh, yeah, you haven't seen the video Arab Money? Well, I thought the title of the song Arab Money should have been I thought if that was the complaint, that would have been a valid complaint, but that wasn't the complaint. The complaint was he dressed like Al Qaeda people dress, which was their complaint was that he dressed like an Arab person, and that's how Al Qaeda people dress. And that's what they were basing their. I was like, oh man.
Man,
So we
they
tried to
missed
go
the
back
whole
and
boat.
forth, and then it got to a stage. I was like, man, you're just stupid. This argument doesn't even make sense. So
That is
I'm with
the
a bunch
cradle of
of
stupidity.
stupid people here. So I had to walk out of the room, and they were like, man, why are you angry? I'm like, I'm not angry because it wouldn't make sense for me to even be angry. But then I was like, oh, I can't. So this. I don't know what to call it, but I'm new to the country. So all this is like it's like tearing my head. And
Right.
it's like that was like the first time it's done on me. Like I'm with a bunch of racists. But this type of racism, it's like because the picture of racism that you're giving before you arrive is like, they're supposed to have the KKK and all this. But
Right.
you're not giving that there's different layers of racism, but there's some that come with like absolute stupidity. And so you're like, wait, so I'm telling other people, and they're like, oh, no. White people can't be that stupid to not look like we have Busta Rhymes dressing like, that's not Al Qaeda. Al Qaeda doesn't dress like wait, what do you mean by Al Qaeda dressing? I'm like, so nobody can even explain this. I'm just pushing it away. But don't buy me beer, though. Those guys would buy me drinks every day, so I was getting free drinks for like months. But it was just, every time I would just think about it. So it's like every time they would just bring that up, I would just be like, if they were saying something stupid, I would just be like, so you about to say the Busta Rhymes thing again? Oh, no. That's the way I'll keep them quiet. Like, oh, you're about to go Busta Rhymes again? Oh, no, we're not. Have you know what? We can just buy beer. So, okay, fair trade.
They were like,
Fair
just
trade.
keep him drunk. But that's so funny that
Fair trade.
this skip past one of the most racist songs ever.
Yeah.
To get to that point, because that song is racist as
And that's the funny. The first, it was like, I never really paid attention to the song. All I just said was the chorus, Arab money, and I was like, oh, well, he's singing about Arab money. Is it like he's rich like Arab? Because I've seen rich Arab people and they throw money in your face. So I thought I was, but the first time I really listened to the song, I was like,
yeah, that song is incredibly racist. I was like, damn.
Which, if those guys had an inkling of smartness, they could have gotten him on that and said,
exactly.
Hey man, come listen. Is this not racist? You could have gotten me there. I would have listened. Oh, yeah, this is, But no, you jumped over that. I was like, man, yeah, this is,
that's hilarious.
You guys give me a headache with this.
Nah, that's funny. They were like, no, forget racism against them. Why does he hate America?
Why does he hate America? Dressed like Al Qaeda. I was like, wow.
It's like, damn.
Where's this shop that you can get Al Qaeda outfits? Let me know so I don't go there. There's a shop in America selling Al Qaeda outfits. Where is it at?
That's funny, boy. Al Qaeda outfitters, dog. That's a while.
Oh man, this was in 2009, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, wow,
man, that's crazy.
Wow. Well, the things you learn. Funny enough, the main guy in that group was also from Florida. He was from Fort Lauderdale. He got kicked out of the Navy like less than a year.
I bet.
Yeah.
You don't seem too sharp.
Nah. He was, that guy. But he's from a rich family, though, so he's fine. He's doing all right. Crazy guy. But enough of such sad people. Let's go to the extra fun stuff. So, you guys are in college, trying to be good, outstanding children of your family, your parents' family, and, trying to lift your family's name, live the dream. But somehow, it seems like a part of you never left you guys. Your love for your passion for what you love, your nedry, the superheroes, the animes. It's like you guys never left that part of you, never lost it, or did you guys ever lose it and then had to refine and had to find it again? How come that never left you guys?
Well, so how come it never left me?
Yeah, did it ever leave you guys, or was it always there, even through
I'll say,
college?
I'll say it was always there. It just wasn't realized. I just didn't acknowledge it as nerdery at that time. So, when I
Oh,
was a young kid, my dad said I used to go crazy for Power Rangers. So I
okay.
used to run around my underwear and Power Ranger swords in each, different side of the underwear, like 3, 4 different swords, just going crazy nuts. Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, everything everybody else grew up on. I was going crazy for that. Today we would call that nerdery, but at the time we didn't really even think about it in that way. But the beautiful part was everybody that we knew, all the other guys and girls, were all watching the same things and tuned to the same things. So it's not to say people were getting bullied or made fun of for it. So I guess it was just always there and it just never left. Because in college, I just got exposed to different types of nerdery. So, different types of drama shows like Game of Thrones. I found out about that in college from one of our good friends, Michael. And he used to live in the same room as Joe, and he's the one that put me on to Game of Thrones. Before then, I wasn't really. I mean, there were shows, but I wasn't really into different, drama type shows that were, based on fantasy and things of that nature. So, you just get exposed to different things, meeting different people in college, and it was all based around what we might say is nerdery. So it was always there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
can't give the person who put me on Game of Thrones credit anymore, especially on my podcast, because he became a big time Trump guy. So sorry about that.
mm,
But
damn.
it's a fun story how he put me on Game of Thrones. It's a fun because I would have completely missed that show. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Joe. I'll tell the story after you go.
No, I want to hear the story. How did he pitch you on that? Because when I first heard about it, that same friend that put JG on, he put me on, and I was just like, "What the hell are you trying to make me watch?" So I'm curious to see like how he got you on it.
Oh, I was stationed in the Middle East and in Bahrain, and we didn't have we didn't have access to American style cable, but there cable TV in Bahrain had like th- there was the regular TV, then their cable, which half of the channels were in Arabic, and then there was like the one you had to pay little extra for to get um, extra channels like in English. I didn't want to really pay. So if it was in Arabic, then there was also the trick of the timing of when shows came on, and by the night time, man, I was also partying a lot then, so I was missing out a lot. But if it were there was also channels that were on American time, so by the time and Bahrain was 8 hours ahead of East Coast, so you were missing out American shows. So I wasn't in tune with anything. All the shows that I was up to date on by the time I got deployed there, I was out. I stopped watching them. Then this guy was like, "Hey man, you need something to watch?" Because he was an IT at my command, and that guy was like downloading a whole bunch of. He built like 2 computers in his house. He was one of the guys who he didn't go out, but he had the skills. had the internet. I don't know if it was legally tapping into other internets, but that dude just had like computers. He the type who he should be on the watch list right now because you add the Trump thing and all the stuff you've seen them people do lately. Yeah, as at the time I cut him off, he was starting to go into that route. So yeah.
And he went full January 6er, huh?
Oh yeah, if he did January 6th, because I wouldn't be surprised if he. But it's crazy how it started with him. But he was like every time he came to his house, the computer was just downloading, and he was like, "Man, what do you want? You want this? If you can't find a show or movie, I'll give you. Tell me. I'll look for it." So I was like, "I don't even know what to tell you, man, because I don't even know." So how many animes did they give me? And was just giving me stuff, and I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna add some stuff for you. I think you'll like it." I was like, what are you gonna add for me?" Oh, that most definitely. You gotta check out this Game of Thrones. I was like, "What the hell is that? Game of Thrones?" Like, oh, um, you sound like a very smart guy. I like the way you talk about politics. I like the way you talk about, you know, ideas. This is gonna be in your alley. I was like, I don't know, coming from you. But I mean, by then he hadn't gone full, Trumpian. He was identifying as a libertarian. Libertarian. Then, which should have been the first red flag, but I was giving him benefit of the doubt. White boy from Utah. And, dude started. Gave me the show. I was like, I ain't watching this. Nah. So give me first 2 seasons. By then, first 2 seasons had come out. I think third season was about to come out. I was like, I ain't watching this. So I watched everything he gave me. I ain't watch it. And then third season had come out, and I was like, I don't know. I couldn't sleep. I didn't realize it was one of the disabilities that I have now that was already exhibiting itself then. So one night I couldn't sleep, and I looked at all the movies and stuff that were on my computer, and I looked at this Game of Thrones. I looked at the poster. Sean Bean on the poster. I was like, Sean Bean, this guy been in some action movies, man. He's good. I like him. You know what? Let me check it out. Man, I binged the whole first season that night. I was like, wow. Get to episode 9. My man's head cut. Wait at the end, they cut off my. I was like, hey, they're gonna bring his head back or what? So I run up to do the next day, like, hey man, why ain't you tell me they're gonna cut off my man's head? He's like, oh man, you gotta watch the second season. Watch the second season. I was like, oh really? They're gonna do some magic and bring his head back or what? We're gonna put his head back with his body? Okay, I'll go watch second season. Man, I nearly choked that dude because I was so pissed.
No, man.
I was so pissed. I was like, dude, what the hell? He's like, oh, you need season 3 now. I got season 3 for you. Here you go. I was like, I'm mad at you, though, but I'm going to watch season 3. But I'm still angry. What the hell? Why they killing people like this? So I watched season 3. Hey,
yeah, man, he got you hooked on that narcotic.
Hey, when season 4 coming out, man? He's like, oh, they haven't released season 4 yet. I haven't downloaded it. But when it comes, and then season 4 came out, then I had an offer. I was back in the States. They had an offer for free HBO. Man, I watched for season 4. I was like, bro, I'm in.
Yeah, man. That show is so good. Like I had a similar experience.
Man.
Like, I gave it a try, and I just kept going to the next episode. I was like, I just couldn't put it down. I think I watched that first day. I probably watched like 5 or 6 of them.
I got there was a lady. I was living in Texas then. The lady who I was messing around with, no strings attached relationship. I got on HBO. This is a no strings attached relationship. She got into HBO because of me. Watched all the season, caught up, cried, complained, everything. Came my house. I was Game of Thrones. My wife right now, same thing. Caught up on HBO, on Game of Thrones, and then we all watched up to the end of the series. Got mad together. Even my home girl who gave me free HBO access. As soon as they ended the finale, she got mad and cut her HBO. Like, I'm done. No more HBO. That's it. That was how anger. Like, this how they ended the whole series? Hell no. I was like, I was mad for like 2, 3 months, 4 months, and then I was like, hey, can you go back and get a HBO account again? So we she's like, no. No, that's not you end the show. No. Never coming back to HBO. I was like, God damn. We're still
They were
mad.
mad, bro. They were mad.
We're mad. Like, yeah, then my homeboy finally like, hey man, I want you to check out Watchmen. So I got HBO. And I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. And that's how I came back to HBO. I mean, now I watched the new HBO Game of Thrones spin-off though. Yeah, the anger is over. It was over. But
Good,
yeah.
good. That was the correct decision. Okay, HBO. I love HBO.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Once I started making a little decent money or whatever after college, I always had access to HBO because just the quality level is always going to be a certain level, you know. So
facts. They're the GOAT.
Yeah, HBO. I ain't gonna lie, HBO, Netflix, Amazon Prime, they're delivering too with their animated series. So
facts.
yeah, they are part of my life now. Like, all of them can increase actually. It's like well, I got HBO for free, so I ain't mad about that. So
Me too.
So.
I was so glad about that.
So since you're already on HBO, what is your favorite show? It doesn't have to be comic book, but this show speaks to you, reminds you of your journey in life, and you relate to the characters a lot, but it speaks to both of you. What show would you go with?
Wow. God damn. That's a great question, Robert. That speaks to me
You want me to
and
start?
my journey. Please do.
Okay, so while you marinate over there, I'm gonna just go ahead and throw out one of my favorite shows ever, Samurai Champloo.
Ooh, that show.
That's an anime. It's one of the best animes ever. And it speaks to me because anybody who knows me knows I'm a big hip hop head. And that's like one of the first shows to ever unionize, ever merge hip hop culture with Japanese culture and anime.
Yeah.
So two different things that I love and adore put together in one story that is just, fun, inspirational, just nostalgic. I have the DVD here at home with one of the best soundtracks ever.
Mhm.
And so that's the one that I'll put up there for my favorite show that speaks to me because just all the different things that it touches, and I just highly appreciate it. Quality show.
Out of the characters, which one do you think? Does any character? Do you see yourself in any of the characters?
That's a good question because I see myself in both characters. This is a show where it's one of those, it's very classic. It has those two characters that are very opposites of each other.
Yeah.
They're like a duality. So you got Jin and Mugen.
Mhm.
Jin is a more traditional, laid back, reserved to the book type person, and Mugen is more creative, freestyle, aggressive, outspoken. And I think I can embody all of those characteristics depending on, the situation or, where I'm at in life.
Yeah.
I think I embody all of those things, that duality, and I strive to create a balance between those two, characteristics or set of characteristics.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That was a great show, man. I love it. It used to be my ringtone. The opening theme used to be my ringtone for a while.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the best opening themes ever. Yeah.
Facts. Absolutely. That's a great answer. I guess I go stay with anime too, right? So what I would say is, because you said show, if you said movie, I would go differently. But for show,
oh yeah, you can make it movie too. I just use show to ask the question in general. So my bad, man. That's on me.
No. You good. You're good. What I would say is, honestly, I think I would go as an adult. I would say Black Panther, right? Because obviously the representation was great, all of that stuff, the impact in Hollywood, all that is great. But I think what that movie did that I think a lot of people miss was it was able to do so many different things. So one, it was super Black, you know what I'm saying? So I love that. It was super Black. And it had a lot of different levels to it. So you had the Blackness of it, you had the Afro futurism of it, but you had basically a superhero show wrapped up in basically a conversation between the diaspora. And that's really what the whole movie is about. And to be able to encapsulate that so seamlessly in a superhero movie so well and so subtle enough where the vast majority of people, even Black people, don't even realize what the real story is actually about.
Yeah.
and still have all the action and great writing, amazing actors. Rest in peace, so Chadwick.
Yeah, rest in peace, Chadwick.
God, like I think that represents me because I really like all those different things. Like I try to be silly, but I like being silly, but I like being thoughtful. I love visuals. You know what I'm saying? Love Blackness. I also love the whole diaspora. You know what I'm saying? So as an adult, to me, I think that will be it for me, for sure.
Beautiful. Great choice. And you're right. Because when I saw the Black Panther for the first time, first of how many times I went to see it at the theater, I don't know anymore. But man, the conversations in that movie, I was like, man, how many times have I seen those conversations online? And they put that in the movie. And then I started seeing people talking about nothing about those. And I was like, why are you all missing this? And I try to have, I wrote something long online about what I enjoyed about the movie on Facebook, and everybody just seemed to be commenting, "Oh, bro, you're wrong. And I was like, "Ah, no, yeah, okay, whatever." I think that probably started me on this journey of I enjoyed it, I love it. It's fine if you didn't get the message or you didn't get. Well, that's fine for you, but this is what I enjoyed. Bye. Good. Just-
Right.
I think that movie was the first that made me see where people were like, "No, this is what it's about," and I was like, "Wow, y'all missed it. Yeah, it's right there in front of you." But okay, but that's how you know great art. That's how you know great art, great movie,
Right.
great storytelling. Because
Mhm.
I was like, "Wow, I did not expect to see this," and they did it.
They did so much. They
Yeah.
did so much in that movie, man. Like they
did
did
so
so much in that movie. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's just a great experience just watching it, man, with everybody else around me. So yeah,
Oh man, that
good
was
moment.
somebody actually proposed before the movie began in a Black
Wow.
Panther suit. I was like, but
What?
Wow, I
yeah,
never heard of that. Wow.
yeah, at the theater. I was like, but plot twist. What if it's the best friend or I don't know, somebody else could be in that suit and the wrong person proposed? How we gonna know? But I don't want to spoil anything. I was like, man, we got a movie to watch. Just get on with it. I mean, it
For
sounds
real.
sweet and romantic, but get on with it so we can watch our movie.
For real. Place and time, buddy. Place and time.
If she had said no, now they're gonna be like, boo! Like, well, come on, man.
That'd have been rough. That'd have been a rough showing for Black Panther right there.
Dude,
You know.
that would have been really rough, man. But hey, I was all dressed up in my attire and all that. Like, man, we'll be like, sucks to be you, bro. But this man from Africa came here to watch a movie, so now get out. It's your sadness. Go,
Right.
Go and cry somewhere else. This is Wakanda. We don't cry here now. Go and cry somewhere else.
Exactly. Ain't no crying in Wakanda. Get the hell out of the theater, okay? Get the hell out.
Go and cry at the border. After you finish, after the movie is over, come back. Here's the tears. Handkerchief. Do we do handkerchief here? Give me leaf. Plantain leaf. Go. Okay, bye-bye. I was like, well, he was bold. Took his chance. It worked for him. Pre-pandemic times. That's another movie. Yeah, we're waiting for that trailer too. Ooh, the expectations for that trailer are gonna be. Ooh, that's another one. That's another one. But yeah, I trust the team, so I'm not worried on the trailer for that one. Yeah. So sticking with superhero anime. So this question. Okay, let's see. What superhero anime character of villain? So I'm flipping this question. What superhero anime character or villain best describes your co-host? Oh, you're young.
I can't wait for this.
Oh, who? JayG has been going first, so Joe got to go first. We're gonna flip it now. So.
Okay. Wow. I have a perfect one for JayG. The villain that describes JayG the best. If you have any Inuyasha fans out there, okay? Any Inuyasha fans, you know Naraku. Because Naraku was a slippery ass character. Every time you think you got him, you got him cornered in, he just tries to slip away. You know what I'm saying? He just tries to slip away. And that's JG. He be coming after me every episode, trying, usurp me, you know what I mean? Try to just trip me up, And every time I call him out for it, he'd be, oh yeah, I don't recall. I don't recall. I don't remember saying that. Like we don't record the fucking podcast every week. You know what I'm saying? So JG is definitely Naraku. Shout out to Inuyasha.
All right, so Joe, I'm gonna go with Homelander. That's the perfect representation.
Nah, man.
Man, really?
He has that clean, squeaky, professional outward appearance of, a bastion of order and righteousness. But behind those closed doors, we're dealing with a tyrant, a street tyrant, folks. All right. You gotta get your topics read. You can't ask about the topics being read. Okay, the guy is a tyrant behind closed doors. So yeah, I'm gonna go Homelander.
Oh man,
Yeah,
so I need to make sure I'm not drinking milk. Good thing I'm not drinking milk because I would have been worried right now. But I'm so glad. Woo, I dodged the bullet there, or should I say lasers? But
yes, shoot, them lasers don't play, man. My God.
Oh man, great show there, great show. So if you were both, separately, not together. If you were stuck on a deserted island, and you could have one graphic novel or book, because we've only been talking movies or series, or movie or series. So now, if you could have one graphic novel or book with you, what will they be and why?
That's a tough one, man. A graphic novel or a book. What I would say, I think I would go with Saga.
My man.
Yeah. I didn't finish it yet because I got onto Saga late, but I think I'm pretty much like halfway through the volumes. And it really is incredible.
It is.
So I think it's a really good story. It's one that you could like reread.
That's
so
my
if
number
I'm
one.
stuck, I think I would go with Saga. I think I would do that.
That's my number one.
My guy, yeah. Saga is so good. It's really, really amazing, man. Shout out to Brian Kivan and Fiona Staples.
Yeah,
very, very, very good.
Damn. I don't even know what to say, man. I'm gonna go with Inheritance. Matter of fact, I got it right here by Christopher Paolini. It's the Aragon series with the swords and the dragons and everything. That's one of the last fantasy series that I read back in the day. I haven't read one in a while, but I really enjoyed it. So I guess I'll go with that one.
I never read that.
Yeah.
So that might be something I have to get. Yeah, I might have to add that to my to read list. Inheritance. Oh, alrighty.
And if I can, I also want to say honorable mention because I really love this book. Did you know what I'm about to say? The Rise of Kyoshi and the Shadow of Kyoshi, like that book series about Avatar Kyoshi from.
Yeah. I was wondering what name.
I love that book. I love that book so much. So that's my honorable mention.
Oh, cool. JG, got an honorable mention?
Honorable mention. All right. Woo. I got you right here.
Oh, JG.
James Patterson. What? Maximum Ride.
How old are you?
The Final Warning. I'm about to turn 30 this year, so I made it. The big 3-0, right? About to turn 30 real soon. But I read this initially in like high school or something like that, like many years ago.
Yeah, that's a man who I'm surprised he's not had a resurgence lately because what's the name of the show Amazon just put out with the giant guy?
Oh, Reacher? Is it
Reacher?
Jack Reacher?
Yeah, Jack Reacher. Yeah, because that show was good. I enjoyed it. I've forgotten the name of the author of the Reacher books. I read a couple of them. That one has been getting some play lately, and the one that Michael B. Jordan did his movie.
Or the Tom Clancy movie that
Tom
he
Clancy, yeah. Tom Clancy's another guy who's had multiple adaptations over the years.
did. Right.
And so I'm like, yeah, James Patterson had a few adaptations years ago. And it's like, yeah, that dude is long overdue. It's like they just ignored him. It's like, yeah, we like you're not hot anymore. But yeah, at one point in time, it was like if you were into if you had game, you read James Patterson, and then all of a sudden it's like no more. So that's why I was like,
Right.
how old are you, man? When you brought up
Interesting.
James Patterson, it's like
I didn't know that history, but that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, Maximum Ride is a dope series, man. It's a good story about these, like mutated, engineered angels that have to try and save the world, and they're attacked by these scientists that want to chase them all over the place and stuff like that.
Oh, I never
But,
knew he wrote a book like that. Oh, 'cause I thought James Patterson was always about a lawyer. His books were always something about a lawyer. Always had a lawyer, a law-based story. Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting. All righty, you put me on. You put me onto some books that I might be checking out soon. So, we're going before we get to your podcast. 2 questions that I have to ask. One, you already alluded to earlier in the show, and it has to do with one of my favorites, food. We're coming to the food question now. When it comes to cuisine, well, normally I ask about your favorite cuisine. What's the one? What's the go-to food for you to eat? When it comes to eating right now. But I'm curious at the same time when it comes to VI food. I don't really know your cuisine over there, so I might have to switch from asking about your favorites, or maybe I'll blend it into the VI. Okay, so let me blend it that way. So let's say I'm going to VI, or I'm going on a trip to VI with you guys. I'm going there. It's my first time. What is the first meal that you take? What's the first cuisine that you say I have to try to say I have been to VI? What's that meal you're gonna make sure I try? I have to eat to say I officially have been to VI.
Man, I guess so much good food. But I guess what I would say, you definitely have to get some saltfish and Johnny cake. So
Sour
saltfish
fish.
is kind of saltfish.
Saltfish, okay.
Yeah, saltfish. It's basically like a cod, and they make it like in a stew, kind of like with some sauce, really tasty, really savory. And then Johnny cake, it's basically just fried dough. You know what I mean? Fried dough, savory as well. So yeah, I would say definitely if you're going to St. Croix, you gotta get some good saltfish and Johnny cake. You know what I mean? A man like me, I'll get some okra, some saltfish and okra.
I love okra. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll do something like that. Maybe some yam. You're making me hungry, Raphael. You know what I mean? No, I want some saltfish.
That's why I asked this question, man. We all gotta be hungry. Anybody listening gotta be hungry too. We all gotta be hungry, and then we'll go find some VI food and bless some VI food vendor with that money. So
yeah. So I would say definitely that, and there's more, JayG. I ain't gonna take all of them, but I would definitely say two pate. It's basically like
Absolutely.
Every culture have their patty or pate. You have your meat and some fried dough. You know what I mean? But ours is just legendary. And if you listen to this and you go St. Croix, you got to go to Rosa's, okay? You got to go to Rosa's and get some pate. Rosa is a legend out here. Okay, legend in these streets. So yeah, that's my two, JayG. There's a few more, so I don't want to take all, but go ahead, JayG.
Well, you said you like okra, so I definitely going to have you eat some kalalu, which is just one of the soups of our island that it's just intertwined. It's a cultural experience. So you got to have some of that. I'm sure you'll enjoy it since you say you like okra, because it's kind of okra based.
Okay.
And then also I'm gonna have you eat some traditional fried snapper, fried the way we fry it, the entire fish with the red sauce and all the peppers and stuff on top of it, with the Johnny cake, some nice rice, seasoned or white of your choice.
Okay.
The trimmings, the stew beans next to it if you want, things of that nature. I'm gonna have you taste the red pea soup, another, that's like, I don't know if that's like the national soup or what, but that's a classic cultural soup. of St. Croix, of the U.S. Virgin Islands in general. And yeah, I'm gonna have you eat some stewed chicken, some stewed beef, get you into the stews, because
All
we
righty.
like soups, not stews. So
All righty. So when you say the parties, the parties when I moved to the States, I think it was my home girl from Trinidad and Tobago. She was the one that was like, I think she took me to a Caribbean store and was like, "Oh, you want beef patty?" I was like, what is that? Oh no, yeah, I'll try it. And then she was like, they have beef, they have turkey. I was like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but just buy whatever you buy. And she buys some and was like, "Here you go." I was like, "Well, you could have told me you were bringing meat pie." She's like, "No, it's not meat pie. It's beef." I was like,
Okay.
It's meat pie." It's like, "No,
Yeah.
what the hell are you talking about?" I was like, "That's what we call meat pie."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And well, back then I was still in this my phase of, it's we own it, so we name it. So we call it meat pie, you should call it meat pie. I don't know why you're calling it something else. And that's how an argument broke out, which was very silly, but
Right.
So yeah, so it's like one time my homeboy is also named Rafa. He was born and raised in Venezuela, lives in Tampa, and I went to spend holidays with him. And he gave me, so yeah, he was at work. He picked me up at the airport, drops me off at his place, and it says, "Hey, if you're hungry, open the fridge. There's something in there. I think you'll love it because I know you don't discriminate when it comes to food. So just grab anything." So I open the fridge. I see something wrapped in what looks like plantain leaves, but it looks like what we have back home, wrapped the same way in leaves. And I was like, huh, is this what I'm thinking it is? So I open it, cut the strings, and I'm like, wow, this looks like moi moi. Let me take a photo. So I take a photo, I warm it up, and I taste it. It's a little bit similar, but it's corn based. Ours is
Mm.
literally made with black eyed peas.
Okay.
And then it depends on who's making it, what you add in there. But it's made similar, same way, steamed up. And I post the photo online. People are like, "Man, where you get moi moi at? You find moi moi? Where do you find moi moi? They make moi moi like this in America and all this." I'm like, "No, it's not moi moi. It's actually from Venezuela. It's I think ayate or something they call it." Man, it's a bunch of Nigerians start cussing me out. Like, "Man, you've been in America too long. You don't even know what your food is anymore. You're calling it something else and all this." I said, "I'm in a Venezuelan's house. This is Venezuelan food. I'm pretty sure,
Right.
thanks to slavery and all that, there's probably some mix." Man, these people are just cussing me out. Like, look at this one. He doesn't even know. See, this is why sometimes I avoid communicating with people.
Right. It's so funny that you said that because when you were describing it, JG, let me know if I'm wrong. That remind me of alcaporia. We'd eat alcaporia too, but I know it's more like Latin, like some of the Puerto Ricans them that eat it.
Oh, I know. I
Alcaporia.
think I know the Puerto Rican one you're talking about.
Yeah,
I've done
alcaporia. So it sounds similar
pastales.
to me.
I've,
Yeah,
I've
exactly,
Yeah, I've
exactly.
done that at my friend's house. I had
Right,
the same
pastele.
reaction
Yeah.
when I went to my boy's house. He invited me. He didn't tell me what it was. He invited my family, like, "Hey, we're making pastales. You want to come?" I was like, "It's food. I eat it. Sure."
Right, right.
Came and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
same thing they were making it, doing. I was like, "Well, how many plantains are these?" Put it in the leaves, wrap it up, steam it. I was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
that look like moi moi." But this time I didn't take photos and post online because I was like, I don't want people fighting.
You were tired of the backlash.
Your people just gonna backlash me for nothing. But I'm enjoying it though. If I say give me money now, y'all ain't gonna backlash me like that. Nonsense. Freeloaders. But yeah, I still love y'all. They're my people, so I know them. So next question. Music. So I know you two love music. You come from a place where music is important. And everybody who's been on this show, you automatically qualify as a dancer. So, yes, I know. JG had a look on his face. So I'm like, yes, JG, we know you dance. Even though you're more of the piano player, but we agree that you dance. So don't worry, we won't tell everybody.
I mean, I got a decent two-step, a
Hey,
basic salsa. I'm working
you
on
don't
my
have to.
robot.
Don't give it all away. Don't give it all away. Don't worry. So, music wise, when it comes to, we need you to shake it down for an hour, at least an hour. what 3 artists gonna keep you dancing for at least an hour? Now, here's a caveat: you can't be giving us the most popular names, obviously, like the Jay-Z's, Beyonce, whatever. Nah, since you're from the Virgin Islands, we need names that not everybody's familiar with. So give us some VI names that will keep you dancing for 3 hours straight. Now you can give us some names, even from the British Virgin Islands. We'll take that. Some nearby islands. Okay, we'll accept that. But you can't go cheating and throw the most popular names. No. So who goes first?
Damn.
Aha.
Help
See?
me, Joe.
What I would say, this is my big caveat. So if any VI people hear this, they're gonna be
We in
mad,
trouble
boy.
now.
Hey,
boy.
somebody
They
always
gonna be-
betrays somebody with this question. That's the point of this question. So that
They
people
gonna be
can get mad.
problems.
And if you get mad, you want to come after somebody, I'll give you their email. Go after them. Go get him. Go get him. Because I'm not the one that named any artist. So you can't get mad
Right.
at me
So
this time.
this is what I'll say, man. Back home, I guess. Back home, obviously, like Calypso is big, but I'm not a huge Calypso person. So, but what I will do is I will name some legends. So, anyone, you go Google it and they'll be good.
Good idea.
Jamban, like Jam BAND, Jamban.
Okay.
Definitely VI legends when it comes to music. So yeah, really good Calypso music, Jamban legends, and then I gonna say Kylo and Styly Ban. Rest in peace to Kylo. He died a little while ago, but he was very, very good, and Styly Ban was really, really good. So that's 2 Calypso music. Sorry, JayG, I didn't mean to steal that from you, but that's the 2 that I could think.
He just stole like my entire library.
Oh,
You know what I
no.
mean? I'll put out there Express Band. I'll put out there
Facts. Express Band, nice.
goddamn. Yeah. So that's a pretty good list right there. Yeah. Not the
Well, for
biggest
JayG,
Calypso
you have to go
person.
back in the day with
there you go.
Stroker Band.
Stroker Band. There you go. I forgot about him. Yeah.
Stroker
Stroker
Band.
Band. That's a good one for real.
I love Calypso band names, man. Bro, come on.
Stroker Band. Oh, and if you like reggae, Midnight.
Yeah.
Midnight Band.
I mean, I don't know. That'd be more cool into them, but yeah, hey,
Yeah.
try them out there. They got to be
Yeah.
acknowledged.
It's reggae, but they definitely acknowledge across, the reggae landscape. So Midnight for sure. Midnight.
Okay, absolutely.
All righty. So you two have a fantastic podcast that I love and I highly recommend listeners to check out if you love anything and everything that talks about games, movies, shows. It comes from an authentic place. So how did you two decide to get into the Nerds with Accents podcast? How did how did that begin?
Well, what happened? I want to see if I want to give the serious answer, the jokey answer. No, man. So I'm a big podcast head, just like you. My big inspiration is Rod and Karen from the Black Guy Who Tips. So I love them, been listening to them for a long time. And they kind of stopped my whole podcast journey, them and Pomani Jones and stuff like that. So love podcasts. I'm a podcast addict. I have tens of podcasts on my phone at any moment of the day you can find them. So I love podcasts. And like we said before, like we big nerds, we always like anime and all corners of the nerdery. You know what I'm saying? So I know I wanted to start a podcast. And me and JayG, we would just talk periodically, and when we talk nerdery, it would just come up. It would just come up. We would talk about what we playing and what we watching, and I always wanted to do a podcast, and I love nerdery, so it really just kind of happened naturally. And I was just like, it's dope because, from my experience, there's not many people like us, us and you people who speak in a normal accent, who don't have a quote unquote. I know America is made of different people, but a quote unquote America, like a white accent essentially. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So hearing it in your natural voice, talking about the things you talk about authentically, I thought it would be interesting to make and to put out for people. And to be honest, too, I wanted to approach nerdery in a way that was more joyful and positive and fun. Because, nerd culture could be very antagonistic for no
Oh
reason
boy.
and negative, and nerdery is fun. So taking it to that place to me is stupid. So that's really part of me why we started it. And it's been fun, man. It's walk, but it's definitely fun. And I'm glad I rope JayG in. We could get his side of it. I rope him in. I'm glad he's stuck around. I feel like we have fun.
Well, I was just going about my day. I've known Joe for a long time. I was just going through, the regular stuff every day, the routine. And I got this faithful call one day from Joe, and he's describing this grand idea of this podcast he wanted to create. And I'm like, that sounds great. That's dope, man. Good luck with that. That's going to be really cool. And, he shocked me. He hit me with the question. He's like, I'd like you to be on it. And it was a fateful moment, because at first I'm like, can I even do something like this? Why does he think I can do this? I grappled with it. But then eventually, he brought me on there. We got in a good rhythm. He told me different things to improve on, different things to look at, how the structure of the show would be. And it just turned into something that has introduced me to new people who have the same interests. I'm influencing people in ways that I didn't think I could. A lot of people find me funny. They just find it to be a joy to listen to me. And that kind of surprised me at first. I'm like, who's listening to, who would want to listen to me? Exactly. That's the way I thought at first.
Yeah.
So
I relate to
this route of nerdery has had some very good positive development, I think, on us both. And we get to talk about some of the same things that we love. Both of us love and enjoy to partake in, but we just give our perspective and our take on things to the people with a good, healthy side of jokes and positivity.
And that is just beautiful. And you guys are beautiful together, man. So keep it up. Love it. I love the work that you guys do. And I could talk to you guys forever, man, because I love your show.
Appreciate that.
I love your show. But I have to start wrapping up, otherwise they'll come drag me out of here. So, well, all right. So 2 quick questions to wrap it up. What should we look forward to for the future? Any, what are the exciting things coming up with your show?
What I would say is I can't talk about it yet, but no, there's a couple of things, there's a couple of things I'm working on. There's a couple of collaborations I'm working on that I think will be really, really big. But what I would just say is that we're going to definitely try to do some more video content and live shows, at least virtually, coming up, man. So definitely check out the show, Nerds with Accents. We on Twitter at TNWA pod, or just find the podcast wherever you find podcasts, the Nerds with Accents. You'll see us there. So definitely trying to do some more live shows. We get some new things I can't even talk about yet, but we're growing every day. Listeners, tackling new topics might expand the show a bit. So definitely give us a chance, because if you're down for some nerdery and nonsense, what I'm saying, some jokes with your nerdery, what I mean, that's where it's at. But that's all I like to say for now.
All right. Got anything to add, JayG?
Well, the mastermind has spoken. This guy's done a great job with the show thus far. The way he structures it, his ideas, creativity, his editing skills. The guy is just a Swiss Army knife, well crafted and quality made. So
awesome.
Yeah, he's done a great job, and I just trust in whatever he has planned for us.
Fantastic. So, final question: what would you like to leave the audience with? Could be anything that could be anything from Samurai Champloo, anything from Black Panther, anything from any of your books that you've read, anything from your upcoming series, JayG. Who knows? But well, except for Jingle Bells, please. We don't.
Yeah, no Jingle Bells. We don't want that. No. Not at all.
No. Yeah, but this is your moment, your freestyle moment. Drop it.
I'll keep it simple and sweet. Something that aligns with the story I just told of the podcast. From one of my favorite shows, Dragon Ball. The opening theme has a lyric that says, "Believing in yourself sets you free.
Mm.
And I think that's a powerful quote. I think it's true. And everyone should strive to believe in themselves to the fullest, and improve their confidence, and just have a level of self-belief that is overwhelming.
Awesome. What about you, Joe?
That was really deep. I was gonna
It
talk
is.
some shit, and he just decided to go super fucking deep. So why would why I would say is because he went so deep. I can't do it. No, I have to zig because he zagged. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go serious. Listen to the goddamn podcast, the Nerds with Accents podcast. We'll be having fun. That shit is hilarious. We got to have Raphael on one of these weeks, so we will definitely talk about that. To talk about some nerdery. And yeah, check us out, man. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna have a good time. JG gonna be deep, and I'm gonna just try to take us off the rails and just be just be over the top.
Well, you kind of jumped ahead because after that I was supposed to give you a chance to plug yourself in. So, but still plug yourself in one more time. Tell people where they can find you, and I know you've said it before, but just wrap it all up with that.
Right. So yeah, again, the Twitter is TNWA Pod. Twitter, we have a Facebook page. Just search the Nerds with Accents page. My Twitter is VI_otaku. That's VI_OTAKU. I be on there talking nonsense, just having a good time, man. Mostly nerdery. Every now and then you get some sports, some basketball talk, but it's mostly nerdery and interacting with listeners of the show. So yeah, man, definitely check us out and interact, man. We love to have fun.
All righty.
All right. And I am at JGJ on Twitter. I got the picture of Hiei up there. My name is Johnny Slick. If y'all saw Batman, you know where that's from. I don't know if Joe even caught that because he didn't tell me nothing about it. But yeah, I'm there. Hit me up.
He should call himself the usurper. That's what he should call himself. Yeah, you slick. Johnny Slick.
Man.
All right, cuz.
All right. So thank you for coming on the show. Really appreciate you guys. And yes, everyone listening, please check out their shows. And don't forget, give each and every one of us, don't just check out our shows. Give us the 5 stars. Show the love. Support all the way. 5 stars. Write a positive review on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, everywhere. Give the 5 stars. Show the love. Show it all the way. And if you want to give money, give money. Don't keep all the money for yourself. Show the love. All right.
Shit.
All righty. And I also have merch, so buy the merch too. And yeah, we expect more love. Come back next week. There'll be more episodes. And go on Patreon for exclusives. All right. Thank you for the privilege of your company. I'll see you next week. Thanks for listening to White Label American. If you enjoyed the show, we'll appreciate if you rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcast from. If you have any questions, comments, or have someone who will be a good guest on the show, or you want to be on the show, send us a message at whitelabelamerican@gmail.com. And make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at White Label American. Thank you for your support.